Hello everybody, it's me, Nani, and, well, this is a follow-up video to my video called I Was Abandoned. In order to understand the story that's in this video, you might want to go watch that video. Yeah, you should probably just go watch that video, because I really don't feel like going over it or anything. I'll give you a small summary, I guess. I moved out of my old house of 4 years due to some personal stuff that I'm not going to be talking about in this video, nor any other video probably. And I moved in with my aunt. My dad went to jail. My little brother had to come to my aunt's house for a couple days. She freaked out, dropped us off in front of my grandma's house without even know if my grandma was home, and yeah, that's about it. Anyway, in my last video, I said that I could talk about how my grandma kind of came in clutch, and some of you guys wanted to hear about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and finally tell you. Before I get too into it, I'd like to say, I'm just getting over a cold. My nose is stuffed. I cannot breathe through my nose at all. I've just been sick. I'm finally feeling a lot better, so that's good. And yeah, so I always sound nasally, but I'm gonna sound even more nasally than normal today. So yeah, I hope that's fun for you. Anyway, so to leave off where my last story was, my brother and I were dropped off in front of my grandmother's house, like on the sidewalk with all of her stuff, and I wasn't even sure if my grandma was home, right? So I have to run to her door, you know, because she wasn't answering the phone or anything, and thankfully my uncle was there, so we could get in the house, and I was just like, yeah. Like, I walk in with trash bags full of clothes and stuff, so I look crazy. Like, nobody knew I was coming. I didn't know my uncle's phone number or anything, so he didn't know anything, literally. And I was like, yeah, we're staying here. And he's like, what's wrong? So I was like, yeah, I don't know if you know this or anything, but my dad's in jail. I was like, no, I did not know that. I was like, yeah, and we were staying with my aunt, and then she freaked out, and now we're here. And then I just awkwardly smile at him with wide eyes. He just told me to continue calling my grandma, which I did, and she still didn't answer. She never answers the phone. That's one thing I'm gonna have to say about her. Like, Mimi, if you're watching this right now, answer your dang phone. Like, what is wrong with you? You never answer it. Even if I know you're at home, even if I know you're just chilling, you never answer the phone. Like, I could be in the same room as you. You can have the phone in your hand, and I call you, you won't even answer it. Like, what? Answer your phone, girl. What the heck? Anyway, my Mimi finally calls me back sometime during the afternoon, and she says, oh, hey, what's up, my girl? And I'm like, yeah, me and my brother are at your house. And I just smile as if she could see me. What? Like, yeah. My aunt had some sort of panic attack, and she dropped us off in front of your house. Please come home. She was at work when I called her, so she didn't really know what to say. She said, I'll talk to you when I get home. And so that was it. I waited until she got home. She got home, and I explained to her, Dad's in jail, my aunt went crazy, and now we're here. My grandma starts to get a little panicky, not too panicky, she's a pretty good adult. And she's like, well, I have surgery, major surgery, in 3 days, so we gotta have to figure this out, and figure this out quick. So right off the bat, my Mimi did not show any signs of giving up on us or anything. Of course, I'm sure she was a little bit upset or distraught about this, because, I mean, obviously, she has major surgery in 3 days, and suddenly she has to take care of my little brother. So I can get it, but she is a genuine person, so she figured it out. So my Mimi has 2 houses. Don't ask me why, I don't know. She has 2 houses, which the one that she stays at typically was the one that we were dropped off at. And so she needed to make sure that my little brother could get into school. And so she tried to get him into school at her house, the house that she typically lives at. She only really ever went to the other house during the weekend. So she gets all the paperwork that she needs to get within like a day somehow. Don't know why, or not, I don't know why. I don't know how she does it. She's just good like that, I guess. We go to a school later that day, and we try to get him into school. We sign a bunch of papers, you know, school papers, and the people at the school say, well, it could take up to a week. You know, it could take up to 2 weeks to get him started in classes. And well, that might not be an issue for some kids, but my brother had already missed over 20 days of school, and it's not even like half of the year yet. It hasn't even been half a school year. So he can't miss any more school, essentially, without failing, and he had already failed, I believe. So my grandmother wasn't gonna have it. She's like, no, he has to go to school soon. Like, why can't you just, why does it take 2 weeks? This is your job. What the heck? So she's on the phone battling the school board, I guess, trying to get him into school, not understanding why she can't get him into school, and eventually decides that 2 days before her surgery that she has to see about the schools near her other house being like an hour or something away. So she calls them, and they said, yeah, you just come over to the school, sign them up, and we'll let them into school the next day. So she's like, okay. And we all go to bed that night, And the next morning she says, okay, pack up, we're moving to my other house. So my grandmother, who was gonna have major surgery in a day at this point, packed up all of her things and moved to her other house. Her other house didn't really have anything in it. Like, there was no food or anything, so we went grocery shopping. We had to do all this stuff because nobody really lived in the house except for, like, I guess the weekends. So there wasn't really anything there. So we do all that. We actually signed my little brother up for school. We have to buy him uniforms. We do all of this stuff within a day. We go grocery shopping. We do everything. And we get him into school, and everything was fine. He went to school the next day. My grandma was understandably angry at the school in the other city or whatever. And later that day, after we got everything done, they actually called her and said, oh yeah, you can get him into school now. And she was even more distraught. But at this point, it was too late. We bought uniforms for this school over here. We moved into this house. We bought groceries. My grandma is about to go into surgery in like a few hours at this point. So there's literally nothing else we could do. My grandma had to move her life over to her other house, like in the span of 3 days, right before her major surgery. And then 5 a.m. rolls around, she has to leave for her surgery. It goes well, thank God. She gets home, and you know, it's a major surgery, so she isn't like 100% right off the bat or anything. She was supposed to stay off of work for about a month, if I do believe. But my Mimi is like literally superwoman, and she was out of work for like a week and a half, maybe even just a week. I'm not even sure. She went back to work like as soon as possible. I think she's like she really likes working. She's kind of crazy. She like enjoys it. Like, I think if she retired, she wouldn't know what to do with herself. She'd probably just work another job. I don't know. She's kind of weird like that. I wish I had work ethic like that. But anyway, yeah. My brother got in trouble at school the first week, but after that he got, settled in a lot better. After my grandma was a lot better and could like drive again, I say we because I was there, but she went out and got temporary custody of my little brother officially, so that's exciting. She did it all in one day, I think. I don't really know. I don't know. She's amazing. She's just magic or something. And it was amazing. It was good. It was great. It happened. And then, she's brought him to the doctor, to therapy, and all this amazing stuff that he hasn't gotten to do before because, I mean, if it wasn't already apparent to you, my dad going to jail, the life that he was living with my dad and my grandpa wasn't the best at all, so he was definitely not living it up, and I think now he's doing a lot better. I saw him yesterday for Thanksgiving, and he seemed to be doing very well, and that makes me very happy as his big sister. So thank goodness my grandma came in clutch for us. I am so thankful for her. I don't know if she knows it, but I love her very much. If you're for some reason watching this, which I hope you're not, because that's embarrassing, I love you a lot. And I'm really bad at expressing emotions. So, yeah. But anyway, I just felt like telling this story because everybody was kind of feeling like bad for me in the last video. I don't know what you do feel bad for me. I'm doing a little bit better now. I'm looking for a real job. I don't, not to say YouTube isn't a real job, but looking for another job, I guess you could say. That way I could like try to get myself my own apartment or house or something. Because that would be awesome. I would like to get my life started again. I'd like to get back on track. So yeah, that's about it, really. I do have other story times coming because there's a lot of crazy family drama that I've had to go through and stuff like that. So I'd like to share it with you. I know a lot of you were like pointing out how I just lightly brushed over the fact that my mother has passed away, and you were just kind of concerned about it. I can do a story time about that too, like not like something weird, just like how that affects me and stuff, if you'd want that. I mean, because like it could be good if other kids are missing like a parent, that way they can like feel, you know, like they're not alone or whatever. I guess like it's relatable. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess if I was younger and I lost my mom, because I lost my mom when I was like, I think 19 or 18. And, you know, I can't imagine how it would be if I was younger. Not to say, I mean, I am young still. But anyway, I'll make a whole new other video about it instead of getting into it right now. Anyway, if there's anything in particular that you would like to hear about my life, please go ahead and leave it down in the comments, because honestly, I've always been an extremely open book when it comes to my life stories. I've just always been really scared of sharing them online because I don't want people to think I'm trying to like make them feel bad. Because I don't want people to feel bad for me. I hate it when people feel bad for me, as a matter of fact. So that's the only reason I've been pretty timid about sharing these kinds of stories. And the only reason I shared the last story about my aunt is because it just really, really, really hurt my feelings at the time, and I was really affected when I told the story. So, you know. I would like to take a moment to thank my patrons as usual. I would like to thank my $1 patrons, Edgy Gamer Gal, Jakey Boy Animations, Lolly Grease, and Red Chibi. I would like to thank my $10 patrons, Dirty Dan, Doggington the Third or Doggington 3, again I'm not sure, Mug of Atmosphere, Shusha Booty, Tainted Sushi, and Very Fairy Gary. I would like to thank my $25 patron Turtle. Thank you so much, Turtle, I love you. I would like to thank my $30 patrons, Cutter and Sir Nottingham. Thank you all so much for becoming patrons. It really does mean a lot, and it really does help a lot. If you would like to become a patron, you can do so by becoming a patron. Links will be down below. Also, I do have a Ko-Fi or Coffee or however you say it, where you can donate stuff, I guess, or buy me a coffee. I'm not really sure how it works, to be honest with you. And I would appreciate that too. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this, and goodbye.